Okay, if you've been wondering how to easily quote handyman jobs, whether it be large or small jobs, and what type of software to use to actually put your estimate together to make something that looks presentable and professional, and without breaking the bank because you're a new business just starting out, this is the video you're going to want to see. So a few years ago, I started my own handyman business, and I had no idea exactly what went into that as far as bookkeeping and how good bookkeeping would make the end of my fiscal year so much easier. And every month when it's time to do sales tax, if you have to do a monthly sales tax, I went through a couple different softwares. Honestly, I can't even remember what the name of the other platform was, but then I found Wave, and that's what we're going to take a look at using today. Wave will put you together everything you need to efficiently run your business. You'll be able to get reports. You can do payroll if you're that large to where you have employees, accounting, just everything you could need. And I honestly don't pay a dime to use this website. Not sponsored by them. They have an excellent product. There are a lot of features that I could use if I decided to pay for it, but for what I need and where I'm at in business right now, and for companies that are just starting out, most likely, you won't have to pay anything to use Wave. I know there are other softwares like Jobber, and in order to even use Jobber, you have to pay for it. I'm telling you, if you're a new business, you don't need Jobber, you don't have to pay. So that's just the estimate side of things. So then you're probably wondering, okay, but how do I know how much to quote people for a particular job? We're going to take a look later in the video, or as we go through this estimate that I'm getting ready to write down. We'll take a look at a website that really helps. And all of the answers aren't there, but 95% of the jobs you're going to do, you're going to be able to find the information you need on this website, and it's going to tell you how much to charge for your area. It has been a lifesaver. And it's made me a lot more money than what I would have made on my own just guessing at what to charge people for stuff. But for right this second, we'll focus on Wave. They do have a mobile app as well. I do a lot of business on Facebook, so I can get on the app. I can be on the computer and put all this stuff together, and then I can break out my phone, get on the app, screenshot all of my estimates that I need to send out or anything like that, and I can send them through the Facebook Messenger for my business. So that really helps. And it would be the same way if you were using like Angie or any of those types of platforms, anything where you're quoting and mainly using your mobile device to communicate. I've been out today and got my estimates. I've went and seen all the potential customers, and I have measurements here, and we're going to do one. It's particularly easy to do. One of the jobs I went and looked at today is pretty crazy. If you stick till the end of the video, I'll put up some pictures. They're wanting drywall done, but I'll show you what I have to work with. It's kind of crazy. But I mean, it's doable. We'll be able to make their house look really nice. So for this one, we're wanting to wash and stain a porch. So, you're going to have a pressure washing job for pressure washing a porch to get the porch clean prior to staining it. And then they want the entire porch stained. And it is a large porch. It's got a wheelchair ramp. It's got stairs. It's a lot. It's a big porch, 68 feet long, 7 feet wide, I believe. Once you're signed up, you've got your account. Just come over here to sales and payments. You're going to go to estimates. That's where we're at now. Now, I've only made up one estimate so far this week, and they've just changed their estimate system. So I've just started using the new estimates. I've been using the classic estimates for years. So we'll just go up here and we're going to click Create Estimate. Now, this is a new customer, so I know I don't have her in the system yet. So I'm just going to look in my phone, find the customer's name, whether that be on Facebook or wherever you're getting your leads from, or if they've just called you. But you are going to have a customer here in order to complete the estimate. I'm going to fill out all the information that I have for the customer. And then Wave's going to pre-fill You can just select, the one you're looking for here. Everything gets filled in. Then we're just going to click save. Now it's automatically going to start filling in your estimate number. We're going to go to add item. Now I already have a lot of items, but as you fill these out, you bill this stuff by the foot. In that case, the square foot. Okay, so here I have stain and paint the deck. The last time I did this job, the going rate for it was $1.50 per square foot. Okay, and you can come over here. Now, if you don't have it, you'll see what to do here in a minute. If, because obviously when you first start, you're not going to have them. But you get to do a little description of what it includes. Basic labor to roll, brush up to 2 coats of paint or stain onto a wooden deck. Find any nails backing out and replace with screws prior to applying sealant. So the next thing I got to figure out is how many square feet is this deck. So we're going to open our handy dandy calculator here.
We've got 68 by 7. We're just going to write these numbers down as we go. And then I'll add them up at the end. So that's 476. 9 times 6. 25 times 5. You got 5 times 10. 22 times 5. Okay. So now what we have.
So now you're just going to go over here to quantity, because this is price is per square foot. So we're just going to put the quantity. That's going to be how many square feet we've got. 815. So at that rate, there is the last time. This is the price from the last time that I looked this job up. All right. So it's $1,311.13 counting sales tax. Now this is probably and most likely a job that can be completed in one day. So that's a pretty good chunk of change there. But we want to make sure that it's actually $1.50 per square foot. That's the going rate. All right, so we're going to put in stain deck cost Homewise. Okay, it's Homewise, Homewise, Homewise. So here we go. Here's a Homewise cost to stain deck 2024 cost calculator, customizable. When you get in here, you'll want to change the zip code to yours. So we're going to put in that this is 815 square feet. Update it. Here's the deep wash of the deck. Okay, so we can throw that on there. And we can throw that on there, because that's just the cost of the materials. But if we take those things off, and we're just looking at the labor, just the labor to stain the deck, the going price at this point is $1.96. That's the low end price. The high end price, and this is fairly close to my area, the high end price is $4.13. Now myself, I realized that my area is typically, the cost of living is low. So the pay is typically lower, and you kind of want to judge, what you're going to charge a client based on the client as well. You can kind of look up their homes on like Zillow and stuff like that before you go, and you kind of have an idea of what you're going to be charging at that point. See what the homes are worth, get an idea of what the financial situation is, because you don't want to go in somebody that lives in a home that's a little ran down and everything looks pretty bad, financial situation looks bad, and maybe you want to say that's judgy, but I mean, you can tell. You're not going to want to go in there and quote them $4.13 a square foot, because you're not going to get no work. I mean, if you're good with staining that deck for $1,500, then stain the deck for $1,500. Okay. Now myself, I'm good with staining a deck, even if it takes me 2 days to wash this deck and stain it all. $1,500, I'm feeling pretty good about that. Now we're gonna throw the cost of everything on here. This is the deep wash. That's gonna knock it up to $331 per square foot. So we're gonna go back here. we're going to change this. We're going to make it 325 per square foot. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add some of this in. So I'll copy that. And I'll bring it over here. Okay. And we'll paste that in. Option, deep wash deck. In fact, we're going to take all this out for right now. Okay. And you're going to go back. You're going to grab deck standing. Back to wave. Put a spot in there. Paste that in. And then you can drop down here. Build by the square foot. Now say you wanted to add something like paint the trees, right? No results found because you haven't entered anything in here because you're new. Just click right there, create paint the trees, and it's going to bring you up what you need here to get that item added in. So I would recommend like adding items, jobs that you do regularly, and break it down, you know. So I don't really want to save one called paint the trees, so we're going to delete that. Then once you have all your items entered in that you need on your estimate, you can just go up here and click save and continue. Now what that does is it saves the draft. Okay, so like if, say you had other people working for you and they're putting these together, they can save it as a draft, and then you maybe as the owner could come in, you're going to look at these, you know, each day or however often and approve drafts so that they can be sent out. Now, once you approve the draft, then you will be able to send it via email or link and different options there. And then once the job, you have the job going, you can convert that to an invoice and it turns it into the bill for you. And then you can send that to them. And you can also take payments directly over Wave through their website. You know, you can use a link and send the link to your customer and they can pay by credit card. You can also do that with Wave for free. I mean, I'm sure they charge some type of a fee, but there's no like subscription cost for doing that. Okay. So that is how that's done. That is how I have been doing all of my estimates for probably the past 2 years. And I don't have any issue. Like once in a while, something will seem like maybe it costs too much. Like I said, like, I mean, even this, I put in a lower price than what was initially there. But sometimes you may feel like, well, this is just, if it just seems wrong and ridiculous, then obviously it's probably some type of a glitch, something's wrong. Kind of use your common sense on that. But for the most part, this is no fail. There have been some jobs that I have looked up that I can't find an answer for on Homewise, and I have to do some further research, Google searches and things of that nature, and kind of really get into the articles and read, this is supposed to cost this many or this much per square foot. This percentage of it is typically labor. This percentage is, and kind of judge off of that. So if you have any other questions or anything I can help you with, just leave a comment down below. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, click like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.